What if the reason you're restless isn't because you're doing something wrong, but because you've been wired that way? What if the storm in your mind is not an error, but a feature of the system? The more you try to fix it, the worse it seems to get. You can't stop thinking. You're jumping from one thought to the next. You crave peace, but your mind won't shut up. And deep down, you wonder, is there something broken inside me? You try meditation, books, apps, breathing exercises, but nothing sticks. Here's a radical truth. Maybe the goal isn't to silence your mind forever. Maybe it's about learning to pause, to quiet the will, the invisible force inside you that never stops wanting. That's what philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believed. And he didn't just diagnose the problem. He offered a quiet, radical path forward. Let's walk it, 1 minute at a time, because maybe what you need isn't more strategies, but fewer demands from the will within. But here's the twist. Schopenhauer didn't just diagnose the disease. He hinted at a cure, brief moments of stillness, awareness, and inner freedom that can quiet the will, just for a minute. And that's where we begin. 5 1-minute practices to quiet the will. Practice number 1, breath anchor. When the mind spins, your breath is your anchor. It's the one thing always within reach, steady, quiet, and endlessly patient. In a world that pulls you in 1,000 directions, your breath remains your most loyal companion. This practice is simple but profound. Sit down or stand still and set a timer for just 1 minute. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Now, breathe in for a count of 4. Hold that breath for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Hold again for 4 counts. This is known as box breathing, and it's more than a relaxation tool. It's a rebellion against your restless mind. As you breathe, notice how your attention begins to shift. The world doesn't vanish, but your grip on it loosens. You're not thinking about tomorrow's tasks or yesterday's regrets. You are simply here, fully, completely. For these 60 seconds, the will, the endless craving that Schopenhauer warned about, has nothing to latch onto. You may find thoughts arising. That's okay. Let them float by like clouds. Your job isn't to stop them. It's to not follow them. Each time your attention drifts, gently return to your breath, like returning to a trusted friend. The beauty of this practice lies in its accessibility. No equipment, no background music, no special training. Just breathe, just presence. It's a reminder that peace doesn't have to be far away. It can live in the simple rise and fall of your chest. Over time, this minute can become your reset button. Before meetings, during stress, after arguments. The will can't dominate a mind that keeps returning home to its breath. Start with 1 minute. Repeat it daily. Let it become a sacred pause in your life. You'll soon discover even the stormiest mind can learn to be still. Practice number 2, visual stillness. Art saved Schopenhauer. In a world consumed by striving and insatiable longing, he believed that beauty was one of the rare experiences that could lift us, however briefly, out of the grip of the will. For Schopenhauer, aesthetic contemplation wasn't just a luxury or entertainment. It was a kind of quiet rebellion against the machinery of endless wanting. When you truly behold something beautiful, not to consume it, judge it, or label it, but to experience it, you transcend your usual self. You escape the constant mental loop of what's next? What do I need? What should I be doing right now? So here's your challenge. Find one simple thing. It doesn't have to be grand or majestic. A single candle flame, a sunbeam cutting through dust, the motion of tree branches swaying in the wind, a still puddle reflecting the sky. Now, observe it. Set a 1-minute timer if it helps you commit. But during that minute, let go of language. Don't call the candle a candle. Don't judge it as good or boring. Just let your vision soften. Let the object of your attention occupy your awareness fully. Let it exist without needing to be useful or mean something. This kind of seeing creates distance from the will. You're no longer looking at the world through the lens of desire. You're not trying to get anything from the moment. You're just being. And that shift from striving to seeing can be one of the most liberating micro-meditations you'll ever practice. Visual stillness is about reawakening the ancient, childlike wonder that gets lost in adult urgency. Practice it daily, and you'll begin to notice how the same tired world suddenly begins to glow again. It doesn't fix your life. It just reminds you there's more to life than fixing. Let your eyes settle. Let your mind stop trying to own what it sees. In this state, you are no longer the hungry self. You are simply awareness. And awareness is always free. Practice number 3, the want list. You say you seek peace, but silence is rarely our only longing. Beneath that serene surface churns a tangled mass of desires: prestige, control, comfort, novelty, belonging. Most of the time, we chase them automatically, unaware that each new wish is just the will putting on a different mask. For this practice, grab a pen and a scrap of paper. Set a timer for 60 seconds. Now, without editing or judging, let the pen sprint across the page. Write every craving that flares inside your mind, no matter how trivial or contradictory. I want a better job. I want them to like me. I want to lose weight. I want to stop wanting. Pour it all out. Don't pause to think. Thinking is the will's favorite distraction. Simply record the raw noise of wanting. When the minute ends, pause and read what you've captured. Notice patterns. Are most desires about approval, security, escape, achievement? Observe how some wishes cancel each other out, yearning for freedom and structure in the same breath. This short inventory exposes the will in real time, like switching on a light in a dark room. Now circle one desire that feels especially loud. Ask yourself, who planted it? Advertising? Family? Fear? Does pursuing it actually serve your deepest values, or is it another loop in the endless treadmill? You don't need to banish the desire. Awareness alone weakens its grip. By naming the will, you make it negotiable. Repeat this exercise daily. Over weeks, you'll build a map of your inner economy, seeing which cravings are chronic and which fade quickly. The goal isn't to become desireless. It's to reclaim authorship over your motives. When you can see the will, you can decide when to follow it and when to let it float away like a passing cloud. Watch your desires pour out. Watch the will expose itself. This isn't a list of goals. It's a mirror. And when you see the will, it loses its power to control you. You don't have to fight your cravings. You just have to see them. Awareness turns obsession into choice. Practice number 4, the body return. Most of us live 90% of our day inside our own head, narrating, judging, planning, regretting, craving. We become tangled in thoughts, identifying so completely with them that we forget we even have a body. But here's the secret. Your body is not just a vehicle. It is a sanctuary, one of the last places the will struggles to fully control. When Schopenhauer described the tyranny of the will, he focused on its presence in consciousness, always desiring, always dissatisfied. But the body, when observed with presence, exists outside of that hunger. It breathes, it stands, it pulses, it simply is. So here is your 1-minute practice. Come home to your body. Begin by feeling the weight of your feet on the floor. Really feel it, not as an idea, but as sensation. Shift your focus to your legs, your spine, your shoulders. Wiggle your fingers. Place your palms on your lap. Feel the temperature of your skin. Take note of your breath, not changing it, just noticing it move in and out. Say aloud or silently, "I am not my thoughts. I am not my anxiety. I am here." This simple return cuts through the haze of mental noise. The will, with all its cravings and complaints, loses its grip when you anchor in sensation. You're not thinking your way to peace. You're sensing your way back to presence. If a thought arises, and it will, greet it like a passing train and let it go. Don't chase it. Don't analyze it. Just return to your breath. Return to your hands. Return to this body you so often overlook. The body is honest. It doesn't lie or strategize. It holds the truth of now. By dropping into it, you exit the imaginary future and the haunted past. You stop identifying with the internal narrator and begin noticing the direct experience of living. Repeat this practice whenever you feel lost in your head. Do it while walking, while drinking tea, while waiting in line. With practice, the body becomes a doorway back to calm, back to clarity, back to yourself. In returning to the body, you return to what is real, and reality, when met without judgment, is surprisingly quiet. Practice number 5, the silent smile. This one feels strange, but it's surprisingly powerful. Smile, not because you're happy, not because you've solved all your problems, but simply because you can. It's a soft, silent smile, not a grin, not a performance, but a gentle gesture that says, "I accept this moment as it is, even if it's messy, uncertain, or incomplete." Why does this matter? Because the will thrives on resistance. It pushes us to complain, to frown, to tighten up against life. It says, "This isn't enough. You need more. You need better." A silent smile cuts straight through that. It's a subtle declaration that you're no longer playing the game the will demands. For 1 minute, hold this soft smile. Feel it not just on your lips, but in your body. Let it soften your jaw, relax your face, calm your chest. At first, your brain may protest. It might say, "This is fake." That's okay. You're not pretending to be happy. You're choosing to be at peace with the moment. Neuroscience backs this too. Smiling, especially when combined with intentional presence, signals to your nervous system that you're safe, that you can relax, that the moment is not a threat. You begin to rewire your internal response system from fear and urgency to calm and sufficiency. The will hates this practice. It wants you to resist, to chase, to fix. But your silent smile is an act of rebellion. It's how you step out of the race without needing to win it. It's how you reclaim your agency, not by overpowering the will, but by no longer needing to obey it. Do this anywhere, in traffic, at your desk, on your bed. When you feel overwhelmed, lost, or under attack by your own thoughts, smile, gently, silently, and return to now. Hold it for 60 seconds. Let your nervous system catch up. Let your brain shift from threat to peace. The will hates this. It wants you to resist, to chase, to fix. But your silent smile is an act of rebellion. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's stepping out of the race. The world won't stop demanding. Deadlines will still loom. Notifications will keep buzzing. People will continue asking for your time, your energy, your attention. Your thoughts won't magically go silent either. They'll swirl and surge, replaying memories, projecting fears, and chasing imaginary futures. But in the middle of this never-ending storm, there is a space, a breath, a still point. That stillness doesn't come from running away or numbing out. It doesn't require a mountaintop retreat or a silent monastery. It lives in something much smaller and much more radical. A pause, one intentional minute where you stop reacting, stop chasing, and simply return to presence. It sounds too simple to matter, But it's not, because in a culture of relentless doing, one mindful pause is a revolutionary act. Each of these 1-minute practices is a doorway, and every time you step through one, you remind yourself that you are not your chaos. You are not your cravings. You are not your stress. You are the stillness that watches. And the more often you visit that space, the easier it becomes to live from it, not just in rare, quiet moments, but in the heart of everyday life. One breath, one choice, 1 minute at a time. That is how you quiet the will. That is how you begin to reclaim your peace. Practice these 5 techniques anytime, on the train, at your desk, in bed, or in the chaos of daily life. You'll find that over time, your mind obeys less and your peace lasts longer. Which practice spoke to you the most? Tell us in the comments. And if you're ready to explore more philosophy-based self-healing, subscribe. One breath, one thought, one choice at a time. The will doesn't get the final word, you do. If this helped you find even a sliver of calm, consider giving the video a like. It helps more than you think. Subscribe for more philosophy-based tools to quiet the mind, calm the will, and reclaim your inner clarity. And don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss the next breath of peace.